see here. Okay. It looks clear to me. I think we're probably good here. Looks like it's less choppy to me. Anyway, as you can see, that's where I get locked up there. I force it with this one, it'll turn perfectly fine through that. But if I get stuck right there, bam, bam, see that? Yeah. Yep, it sucks that, but it's okay. Anyway, if you look at the live stream now, you should be able to see a little bit more of what I'm doing here. So right here, the drive shaft, when I do that, see it gets stuck right there. Right there again. See, you hear that? It's just real bad. But if I do it from the front, it just goes through it because there's no tension on it. So that tells me it's definitely the rear. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the repair here. And then earlier I stopped that for them, so we get a little bit of, you know, as people watch the live stream, maybe they'll see it, make some comments about it. But anyway, it was a phenomenal time out there. I stripped the gears completely expecting that, so, you know, that's nothing I was really too worried about when I was out there. I assumed that it was going to happen eventually anyway. So. Just turn the parts tray around and throw the stuff on there. Here's what we're going to do. We're just going to remove this for right now. We'll just drop that back in later. Okay. See how it gets stuck there? I don't know if you can see that in the video. But let's move some of this stuff so I can get you guys a better view. So, if you look at the back here, now that this is removed, so watch. See how I get stuck there? So that way's fine. See it clicking? Stuck right there. So, anyway, let's go ahead and remove this. bearing feels smooth, so we'll still use the wipes. Okay. Had some leftover paper towels apparently in the car. I thought I did. I was like, let's go check. Okay. And look in there. Some gum. No, I'm at home, Dad, and I'm not choppy at all on my end because I'm watching the stream on my TV. So I wonder if you're having some sort of an issue right now. Because I definitely was choppy at the beginning, but... Huh. That's weird, though. It's okay, though, if it's choppy. I'll upload the live, the actual video later. And you don't have to stick around if you don't want to, Dad. But if it is choppy, I'm just going to have to start with that. But I am at home, so I wouldn't really expect it to be like that right now. So... pop that bearing. Think of how I pour this, and that's basically. Okay. Pop the bearing out. So I really didn't, but I just want to check it and clean it. That's all I'm really doing with the bearing right now. I'm just gonna take it, go through here. Okay. Clean that out. Housing out completely, just in case there's any metal shavings or anything like that. Don't want to get any of that kind of crud out of there. But yeah, Dad, I am at home, so I'm not sure why it's so choppy. But you know how it is up. Cool. Bearing feels completely fine. So, looks like we should be okay to reuse that. Alright, now let's take these wheels off. long. All right, bam, bam, bam. See it right there. This bearing's on here pretty good. All right, might need to grab a little something for that. That is really in there. So, get all this grease off first. Shift there, there, there. Those 3 spots is where it seems to be shipped out. Okay. I just don't want to mess up the bearing because I don't have any extras of these. So I'm just getting a flathead in there, going around in a circle right now, and just slowly giving it a little bit of a back and forth rocking motion. I don't want to mess it up because, again, this is a bearing and I need it to be smooth. So that's still smooth when I'm doing this so far. So I'll tell you guys, I did not have that issue before, so it does worry me a little bit that this bearing might 100% have to be replaced. So I'm going to see once I get it off, but still. Got it most of the way off there. Still spins completely smooth. So cool. Got it off. Okay, no resistance whatsoever. Seems like it's going smooth, so we're good there. Let's see. All right. Okay. All right, now for the replacements. So there you go. Part numbers if you need them for anything. the gear set. Now I could have gone with underdrive, or overdrive in anything on the rear end, but I decided not to. I decided to stay with stock because I actually like how it side hills and everything. So for now I'm keeping that all the same. If I think that I ultimately need to get it replaced, so I will. But as of right now, I think I'm okay. Alright, so here's the new stuff. Show you it's 30T by 8T. Machined. This should not have the same problem unless I do something extremely dumb, because I've talked to a lot of people who have done this for a lot longer than me, and they say they've never stripped out these. So if I strip these ones out, then I definitely, you know, need to accept my own reality on that one. Alright, so bam. So take this, it only has holes on one side, right? So just take that, put it in place, line up your holes so that they're completely straight. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to move the car for you guys over here to my left, that way you guys can actually watch me do it. Alright, so let's move the car over. Oops, press the button on my computer. There we go. Cool, still on. Alright, so a couple things to know about this next step. If you're not familiar with material, it is best to use Loctite for what we're about to do. This is a little bit overkill, but it's what I got. It's what I'm using. So what I like to do is just put a little thing over on my tray there. And then what I'll do is, as I'm putting these on like this, right, I'll just dip it into the Loctite, and then I have plenty. I have more than enough, actually, Loctite on each one of those. So and then I'm not tightening these down until we get everything in there. So basically at this point, just get all of those bolts inside there. Which, see, the second one, it's give me a little issue. So just before you start tightening anything in, make sure you're completely even. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't get it completely even, you're going to have problems. So you know, just be very careful that you don't strip this out. Kind of what I'm trying to imply here. Alright. So I got that one in nice and smooth too. Again, I'm not going all the way down. Just going far enough to get it in place. Bam, drop a Loctite. And okay, there. Bam, Loctite. What I will let you know is, I know I haven't stripped any of these whatsoever, but the last gear set that I did, I didn't have to push quite as hard down when I was inserting the bolts here, so kind of interesting, just something to be aware of. Now make sure you go all the way in. Make sure you're all the way seated up, okay? And then see how the heads are sticking out? So do that. And then what I do is a star pattern. Make sure you're all the way up against it. Okay, now I'm going to go evenly across all of them before I crank them down to make sure I have them all tightened equally. Okay. Okay, so now I have them all tightened equally. I'm going to grab a little bit of this, grab any excess Loctite that was on the top of this so it doesn't get on other parts and then cause anything to seize up long term. I feel like I've done one or two of these gear sets now, so I actually halfway know what I'm doing, guys. Do my star pattern one more time. Okay. Cool. That is no missing teeth on that one. Exactly what I want. Notice a little bit of Loctite right there, so I just wanted to get that off of that. Alright. Alright, so now do a couple little things here first. I'm going to get a little bit of this. By little bit, I mean an excessive amount that's not needed. Because I want to get it everywhere, and the one thing I don't want to have happen is not have enough grease. So I'm going overkill on this. Okay. Okay. Now I'm a little bummed I don't have the aluminum housings for these right now. I freaking lost them, unfortunately, so I'm pretty bummed about that. But nonetheless, bam, 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 bam. Okay. Now we got that nice and lubricated up. Okay. Now, I'm going to do something different here, something I haven't done in the past. Before, what I was doing was I was putting all of the stuff together once I had it in the housing. But one thing that Clint pointed out to me was, hey, you know, the way I do it's this way. He doesn't have an issue that I run into every time I've done this. So I'm going to try his method for a second, see if it works at all. And then if it does, I know that my new solid method is done. So okay, so bearing is reinstalled, all that's smooth. It's good there. Okay. Okay. All there. Yeah, I'm gonna get some bunch on there too. Way overkill, because I would just rather be overkill on the grease than underkill. Bam. Okay. Okay, so here's what I'm doing different this time. I'm going to mount this up to this first. Normally I do it the other way around. So, I'm going to mount it here. I'm just kind of trying to get it coated, you know what I mean? Okay. So, now, oh. Alright. So, next part. We're going to get these 4. Oh, not that one. Those 4. I'm going to turn this all the way to minimum because you can strip these out pretty easy. Okay, 1. And this is metal to plastic, so I'm not going to do Loctite in this case, right? Okay, so first let's make sure I can still turn my gearing. Turn in smooth, turn in perfect right now. Okay, that one's done. It actually started naturally twisting on me. Okay, and that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to let it go to its natural twist point. Okay. Okay. So now let's spin it. Okay, I'm not having the issue. So now I'm all the way in. What was going on when I was doing it before is, I'd have some resistance. I would have to keep loosening it and tightening it. That one wasn't in all the way. That one is. Okay, cool. Let's make sure. Smooth as butter, dude. Smooth as butter. Cool. So now we have a fully assembled one. These are supposed to be aluminum. It's probably going to break on, it's going to be my fault when it does, but it's okay. I just can't find my aluminum one. So anyway, long story short, right there, gearing is going smooth. So we're good to go there. Another paper towel. Clean my hands off a little because my hands are getting a little sticky from everything. Use a little bit of Dawn dish soap. Okay. Okay. Let's go and get this bad boy back in its housing. Old gearing, new gearing. Nope. Uh-oh. Oh, oh no, that is going to plastic. I have not replaced the rear housing on this one with an aluminum axle or anything like that, so just be careful when you're bolting this back in, because you're going metal screws, right, to metal third member to plastic housing, so you can strip it out real easy. And then I won't have a choice but to replace it with a aluminum. And I don't have the money for that right now, so. Okay. See that torque down a little bit at the very end? Just torque down on that one too. Alright, so let's get these little itty bitty guys back in place. Get this one. Or you know what? Let's get these back in first before we move on to that. Let me do the top ones first because I don't like the angle of that right now. So. Okay, bam, you hear it. You went at the very end, so that's a good noise. It's cinched down. Bam, same with that one. Cinched down nice. This one I just don't like the angle. There it goes. There it is. Okay, bam. Okay, so those are cinched back down. Alright, so now I gotta do the pin thing. Okay. So basically you gotta get this little pin right there so that you can have this go down into it. Okay, bam. And then once that's in place, ones. So I didn't wipe the Loctite off earlier because I knew I'd need one more set. I'm just gonna put, I mean, a tiny bitty of Loctite. These I a lot on ones. Okay, one done. Just enough. Bam, bam. Good. Now, these. Just a tiny bit Loctite on that thing. Okay, that's in there, in there. Okay. All right, so that's done now. Okay, so it's pretty important when you do this. Get it in its right line up here. Okay. Okay. A little bit of Loctite. There it is. I definitely don't want coming out, so good move there. Check my other line. And while I'm doing it, let me just check this line, which should be good as well. Cool. The other one's internal, but I know that one will be good. So. Okay. A little drop a Loctite off there. All right. There we go. Okay, we're all the way on now. Okay, there we go. Okay, MIP Pro Line. All right, let's fire this bad boy up. Alright, I got a battery on the charger, so I'm going to use a testing battery. It's just an 1800 milliamp hour battery. Now, I did clean this with alcohol earlier, so if I turn this on and it explodes, you know, we know why. Also, before we start doing all this fancy stuff, put that in there for a second. Bring this bad boy up onto here. Onto the testing pad. And also, let's do one more thing. Let's clean up this Loctite. That's okay. Stand. Perfect. All right. Ready for our test. Why is that lower? Oh, there. I had it sitting up on there, a little weird. All right. So let's see if we blow this thing up and we turn it on. Okay. So, I don't have my direct power steering plugged in right now. I guess I could do that just to make sure everything's good there. Just never know sometimes, you know. I'll just start cranking over. Okay. Okay, so. Okay. Do that for fun. Seems like it's okay. Here. Okay. Well, guys, it looks to me like we are ready to go hit the trails again. I might maybe go do a live streaming video, maybe down near the park, just to make sure everything's good to go. But I think we are good to go now, guys. I don't think we're having any of the issues we were having before. Looks good. Alright, guys, well, I think that's going to be it for the live stream today. Thank you very much for joining me on the repair. Yeah, it does sound a lot quieter, Dad. You're right. Seems like we're good. All right. Thank you guys once again for joining us for the live stream today. I appreciate you guys being here. I know there's